Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 48 of my New York City Wrestling series for TEW 2016. This is New York Nightmare. We've got a very good show tonight. We've even got a Confederation of the Territories World Heavyweight Championship match. The tag titles are on the line as well, so that'll be an interesting tag match. One of the newer tag teams that we actually made. As well as a tri-state regional title match as well, although the opponent in that match for Emmanuel Bryant isn't exactly anyone special. But it is kind of a test for him. I want to see how the match goes. It is the cool-down match as well, so I guess I've got to kind of take that into account. But yeah, let's run the show. We've got a pre-show match to start us off, which gets a 78B. Probably should have put that on the actual show. The 78B for a 10-minute match with a tainted finish as well. Yeah, in an exceptional pre-show match, El Serpiente defeated Animal Haka in 9:36 by pinfall with underhanded tactics. Yeah, El Serpiente is a beast. Anyway, moving on to the start of the show, we've also sold out the Magor Arena once again. Very good to see. Yeah, moving on to an 85B plus opening angle. Basically, the Ministry of Darkness come down to the ring. They say that they're the hottest tag team in NYCW at the moment, and they're issuing an open challenge to anyone, absolutely anyone in the roster, anyone in the crowd, anyone that has ever set foot in the tri-state region. And yeah, they're obviously out there in the ring gear as well. And yeah, they take on two local guys. Kentucky Bill, apologies if you hear my dog bark in the background. Yeah, he seems like he's ready to bark at someone. But anyway, 76B minus, which is a very, very good rating. So yeah, Kentucky Bill and Max Mayhem, just two guys I've hired locally for the night. And yeah, they put on a pretty good match. So we might have to look into bringing either one or both of them. I know Kentucky Bill, he's actually an upper mid-carder on our roster at the moment. I think Max Mayhem is only an opener, but Bill looks really good as far as his stats go. He's 35 years old, so he's a little bit older than most of the roster. We're also looking at bringing in another person at the moment. We've got some good plans for Ross Henry if this guy actually comes in. But anyway, in a good match, the Ministry of Darkness defeated Kentucky Bill and Max Mayhem in 15:37. When the Midnight Prowler defeated Max Mayhem by pinfall with a Fear the Darkness. Max Mayhem was the weak link. He was struggling to keep up with everybody else. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Aldous Blackfriar and the Midnight Prowler showed excellent chemistry when teaming together, as per usual. And yeah, then Kentucky Bill and Max Mayhem have absolutely zero chemistry as partners. So potentially that rating could have been a lot better. If they had, just, I guess, normal chemistry with each other. But yeah, the match got the crowd hotter. Ooh, that's cool. The Midnight Prowler shone in this match. Shone bright like a diamond. Aldous Blackfriar also looked excellent out there. Wow, they're putting in some decent performances, these two. I'm really happy that I brought both of them in. So Prowler got a 91 in ring, and Aldous got a 96. Bill only got a 40, but that's okay. And then Max only got a 23. So yeah, my boys, the Ministry of Darkness, carried this match massively. Good solid opening match. We then go into a Ring Generals over the top spectacular tag team entrance, which gets a 96 A star. Their tag team title match is up next. Oh wow. Wow, that's amazing. 86B plus. This probably should be in the main event because I don't know how that's going to do. But anyway, in an exceptional match, the Ring Generals defeated Heartbreak and Whitehead in 1933 when Dean Waldorf defeated Seth Whitehead by pinfall with a wheelbarrow bomb. The Ring Generals make defense number 7 of their NYCW tag team titles. In terms of in-ring work, Dean was head and shoulders above everybody else, and Seth was the weak link. Yeah, defense number 7 for the Ring Generals there. Bret Heartbreak and Seth Whitehead are involved in an 86 B plus match. That is crazy, but I'm very, very happy with that. Very happy indeed. We then move into a 100 A-star promo. The Ministry of Darkness cutting a promo on the Ring Generals. Of course, they lost, if I can speak properly, they lost last month in that title match, and they believe that they deserve a rematch, and they will be getting that rematch at our next event, which is Seasons Beatings. Yes, because we're in November now, and of course the Christmas event. We'll put a stipulation on this match. Let's do something interesting. What can we do? Let's do a cage match. Yeah, cage modern. I think this will definitely be the main event as well for next for the next episode. So who are we doing? We're doing the Ring Generals versus the Ministry of Darkness. Tag team titles on the line. Steel cage match. Awesome. And that, of course, a 100 A-star for that angle. That's awesome. Really happy with that. We then go into another 100 A-star rated angle. This is just Emmanuel Bryant cutting a promo, hyping his upcoming match with Ryobi Uno. So Ryobi gets a Tri-State Regional title match out of nowhere, but that's all good. And the match itself gets a 72B-. That's respectable. Okay. This was also the cooldown match, so that's done really, really well. And so has Ryobi, actually. 53's not too shabby. But anyway, in a bout that had fantastic heat and good wrestling, Emmanuel Bryant defeated Ryobi Uno in 11:32 by pinfall with a green shock. Emmanuel Bryant makes defense number 2 of his NYCW Tri-State Regional title. So yeah, 74 in-ring for Bryant, and Uno got a 53, as I just mentioned. So yeah, it was a little bit of a test for him, and I'd say he passed. He's done well. We then go to a 59C, just a Froshaw catchphrase before his match against Logan Wolfsbane, which gets a 73B- in a bout that had superb wrestling and good heat. Logan Wolfsbane defeated Froshaw in 12:07 by submission with a Boston Crab. We had a lack of psychology on display. Okay, still 73, higher than the last match, which is good. Happy about that. Logan putting in a decent performance, and yeah, Froshaw not too far behind and holding his own, I believe. He was actually, this is really weird, but Logan's a mid-carder, Froshaw is a lower mid-carder. That's on the auto push. Lower popularity, and he was upset at losing to Logan Wolfsbane tonight. Something you don't really see all too often, and I thought it was really weird. And the other thing to mention, he's actually a very positive influence. So I don't really understand why that's really happened. Anyway, moving on. We then have an interesting angle. Gets a 100 A-star. But it's only rated off of Spencer and Steve Flash, both of their overness. And I think he's 91 popularity, and Steve's like a 73 in the Tri-State. Wish that would get rid of that. Okay, never mind. There we go. So yeah, this is a freestyle angle. So basically, yeah, Ace of Spades come down, or they're backstage, I suppose. Ace of Spades are backstage. Steve Flash is preparing for his match, and yeah, basically Heartbreak and Whitehead just beat him down before the match, trying to give Spencer Spade every chance of beating him, although it's not even really necessary because everybody knows how good Spencer actually is, but he is that type of heel at the moment. The faction leader, getting the two young guys to beat down on a 53-year-old Steve Flash. So yeah, that was good. Performance of Spencer was fantastic. No worker improvements, but a good angle going into their match, which gets a 76B- in a very short match as well. In an exceptional match, Spencer Spade defeated Steve Flash in 7:14 by pinfall with a Supreme Stunner. And yeah, Steve Flash, I think he's got 33E+ stamina at the moment. So this will probably be his last contract with us with the company, and we might towards the end of his contract, we might even induct him into the Hall of Fame before his contract runs out. So that'd be pretty cool. You know, just basically have an event based around him. We might even create a specialty event. Maybe call it the Hall of Fame ceremony or something like that. I think that'd be cool. Maybe just a 1 hour show where we put it on a few matches, have a couple of angles, you know, all based around the person that we're inducting. I think could be a cool little extra event to add on. But anyway, yeah, very good match. I mean, Spencer obviously carried Steve because he's not as good as he once was in the ring. He's down to about D's in his in-ring skills. So yeah, Spencer carried him, but still good to see Steve putting on a fairly decent match. I'm happy with that. Moving on to an Ernest Youngman spectacular over-the-top entrance, which gets a 100A star. As you would pretty much expect, he's the COT World Heavyweight Champion. And the match itself gets a 79B. Okay. Thought I was going to at least pull a B+. So that tag match should have been the main event. Wow. Wow. We weren't even close to the tag match. We're 7 points off. In an exceptional match, Ernest Youngman defeated Ross Henry in a ladder match in 29:56 when Ernest Youngman retrieved the item. Ernest Youngman makes defense number 14 of his COT World Heavyweight title. And they even have good chemistry together. Wow. Okay. Of course, we got the lack of selling and the lack of psychology on display, which is probably the reason why it was penalised a little bit. But yeah, 79 in-ring performance by Ross Henry. That's not really good enough, in my opinion. I mean, I have got some decent plans for him at the moment. It's got a lot to do with the guy we're actually bringing in at the moment. I might not reveal him. I might keep that for the next episode, and we'll put those plans into motion. But yeah, Ernest with a 98 in-ring performance, as you would expect from Ernest, because he's just an absolute beast. Yeah, not really happy with that. Ross, you've disappointed me slightly, mate. I gave you a COT World Heavyweight title match. I mean, you were always going to lose. He's also furious at me now because he took the loss in this match. But I don't really care about that. We'll praise him at the end of the show regardless. Okay. We overused quite a lot of people, and our overall show rating is not very good. I mean, it is very good for, you know, the company that we are, but, you know, based on my recent performances, you know, pulling A's at these events, getting a 76B- overall for the show, I don't know, it's a good rating, but it just doesn't really sit well with me. Of course, if we had the tag team title match as the main event, it would have done better. But, I mean, if you're having the COT World Heavyweight title, you pretty much want to make that your main event. You know, just for the title purpose. Yeah, I mean, obviously we increase in popularity, but... Anyway, we'll go Dean, we'll go Marv, and then I guess we'll go Ross. I don't really want to, but yeah, hopefully it just affects his not his popularity, his morale. Hopefully he doesn't have big issues. Hopefully they're just normal morale issues with him. We've actually got quite a few people that are slightly upset with me at the moment, so that's not great either. Alright, so let's get into a few things. I want to have a look at a few people's popularity, especially Bret Heartbreak and Seth Whitehead. Come on. Okay. Ooh, 72B-. Oh, it's not really up much. It's only up 1 point. Okay. I thought that would have been a little bit better, but I guess not. What about Seth? 44D. That's only up 1 point as well. How can that only be up 1 point? He was involved in an 86 B plus match. I mean, I know that they lost, but surely that should be good for their popularity. All right. Well, Dean's up 2 points, back up to an A, which is good to see. What about Marv? 74B minus. That's up 7 points. Okay. Okay, I like that. At least that's a good positive. Who else do we need? I would like to check the Ministry of Darkness. Ooh, 83B plus for Aldous. Up 6 points after that that win after his open challenge, or their open challenge, I should say. Prowler had a really good performance, up to a 64C, which is exactly the same. How does that work? How does Aldous gain 6 points of popularity, and Prowler, who got the pinfall and looked excellent, get no points of popularity? Still a lower mid-carder. That's bloody annoying. Hopefully he's mid-card. Nope, still not. Okay. That's got me a little bit annoyed. A little bit. Emmanuel's now back down to mid-card. It's also very annoying. Yeah. That's a bummer. Let's have a look at one more person. Ernest Youngman hasn't really been involved in much, but he's back up to a 90A, which is only up 1 point, but that's all good. Okay, so that's that. Let's have a look at the size. Hopefully we're up to a 47. Yes, we are. 47 importance in the tri-state region now. So essentially, all we need to do is get to 47 importance in another region, and we will be a cult-sized company. But of course, we're only 48D plus popularity. I would, in theory, like to get that up to at least I want to say C, but I really want to try and progress to cult as fast as possible, because I want to tie down Spencer Spade, Ernest Youngman, Dean Waldorf, and other people to written contracts as soon as possible, so that they're not stolen. Although I expect once we get fairly close to cult, I expect the other companies to come in and try and, poach my best wrestlers. Anyway. Okay. No morale issues at all for Ross Henry. Good to see, good to see. Anything else to really check? I do want to go back into the roster and check Steve Flash, his contract. Okay, we've only just renewed it. That's a little bit annoying, I'm not going to lie. Oh, okay. I probably should have done like 6 months, but anyway. Yeah. Let's have a look at the alliances as well. I want to have a look at the titles for a second. So the COT women's title that I made, current champion is Demeltzer Wade. She's got 9 defenses. She was the first ever champion and is still the same. 88B plus. Very good prestige on that title. We have actually got the prestige of the World Heavyweight back up to 90. I think it was 85 before that match. So that's good to see. And yeah, Ernest is getting up there. He's nearly equaled Nicholas Lopez's defense record for the title so far. And the World Tag Team, the COT World Tag Team Championship is still with these guys. I believe they're with Rocky Mountain Wrestling, Cowboy Buck and Brett Biggins. Of course, these guys who were with 4C, Casino and Blackley, they beat our guys, the Ring Generals, for the titles quite a way. It was a few years ago now. Yeah, it was about 3 years ago. So that's pretty cool, that the titles have sort of moved around a little bit. I mean, the people that are involved in the actual Confederation of the Territories hasn't really changed since like the last time I showed you. Of course, we've got the 2 women's federations in there. I've tried to invite AAA, Angel Athletic Association, but they don't want to join it for whatever reason. Although I feel like that would be a really good, a really good member of the Confederation, to help advance that women's title and make it a bit more interesting. But we will, in the future, once we hit Colt, we will be introducing our own women's division at some stage. Maybe not at the start, but a little bit after that. Although I have been tempted to start it myself right now, because I think women have good potential to put on really good matches in this, in the Cornellverse anyway. So the Ace of Spades storyline is at 100 A-star at the moment, which is good to see. Although storylines don't really play too much into the game at the moment. The Tri-State Regional, 76 B-, it's okay. Tag team titles is also at a 100 A-star, which is good to see. We don't really have too many tag teams in there. And the Empire building, we've only got Ernest and Ross, so neither of them are even champion, or the Empire champion, Ross isn't even in the title picture at the moment, especially after that last match. So yeah, creative meeting, nothing's really changed. I don't really know why I go into this, but it's good to see. Hammer Hadley. Oh, okay. I've been looking at this guy for quite a while. As you can see, he's pretty decent. He's only 22, 21? 21. He's only 21 years old, and he is pretty much as good as Ross Henry is, I believe, if not better. No real popularity. He's got 1 in the Tri-State, 39 in Puerto Rico, but that's kind of irrelevant. Let's have a look at Ross. I want to see how good Ross is. He's kind of the measuring stone, although he is 30 years old. He's kind of the measuring stone as far as quality, and he really is quite shit. Now that I look at things, like his in-ring stats are really bad, except for his brawling and maybe chain wrestling. That's kind of acceptable, but apart from that, it's not good. That selling is just disgusting. Every time I look at his selling, I just don't want to push him at all. So yeah, like I said, we've got plans for him. He's no longer going to be in the title, the Empire title. I want to say the main event title picture, because of course we've got the COT World Heavyweight Championship as well. Anyways, this episode's gone on for quite a while. Of course, the next event is Seasons Beatings, and we've got that big our main event match, which is a rematch from last episode. Yeah, from last episode's show, and it will be for the tag team titles. So yeah, I hope you guys join me for that. If you've enjoyed this episode, drop a like here, subscribe if you're a new viewer, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, guys.